the guy started it by mixing stuff in his bathtub. There's like pig fat in the original mixture, I guess.
You'd like to be stimulated?
Stimulate me.
Hey, cars!
So what's happening, dude?
Um, the truck is on the ground. I did a test
Oh
drive
man.
yesterday, and my son and I just went tearing through medians and doing burnouts around corners and stuff. And it feels like it's finally where it needs to be. I could eventually I should get a stiffer tender spring, but it's totally functional right now. Felt good and stable on road, off road. Um, so that's a win. I got
It's
to
so nice and cushiony.
It was pretty soft. I mean, there's always like it seems like with those, the faster you're going, the smoother they get. Because the shocks are
Yeah.
kind of stiff, and so you need like a lot of action for them to start making you float. But it felt better than stock. Stock was real like lumbery. I don't know how to explain it, but just like a brick. So
Well, especially when you jack the stock suspension up, that doesn't really like work well. Yeah.
yeah, it was awful.
You never do.
It wasn't Rough Country's fault that the truck was as rough as it was, but uh, it didn't help. You know what I mean? Because I think there needs to be inexpensive lift kits for like entry level people, and that's exactly what was on my truck. It was like a
Definitely. I mean,
seven eight hundred
there's a
bucks.
calling for it. It's just not going to be like the best functioning shit. It's just going to get you up in the air,
Yeah,
and not
I can
break, hopefully.
I consider it like a gateway drug.
Oh, I can see that. It's just the some of the gateway pickups around here are kind of, you
Well, it's
know.
up to you.
To me, the coolest pickups that are driving around are like Raptors because they're like the only things that are kind of cool.
Yeah, we've got quite a few Raptors around here. Um, I like them. I'm not a Ford guy, but I like them.
I think they're cool.
Have you seen people trying to jump them stock, like out in the desert?
Totally fucking wreck them. Yeah, it's really cool.
I
That's
watched
why I
the
want to
one.
keep my Bronco on the ground because I had an idea to jump it once and I'm like, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. I'll probably wreck that shit.
I saw one video. The guy like sent off a dune. I think they call it like a witch's eye or something. They're like ones that send you off on a really bad launch, and ended up going
Sounds perfect.
nose over and like onto the roof and like somersaulting. It was very bad.
Oh, was that like his buddy watching and he fucking starts running after him? I think I
Yeah,
saw that
the
video.
camera drops right after they crash, and then
Like a full send. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I definitely saw that video. That's crazy.
I've seen them doing smaller jumps and having a hard time too. But I think there's a lot of variables in jumping a truck that maybe you should take into account before you start jumping your $100,000 truck.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not a genuinely good idea, but what are you gonna do?
I got like 10,000 live stream views yesterday while I was putting the suspension back together. And my favorite part of the whole thing was somebody said, they were like, oh, rich boy problems as I was putting it together.
Rich boy problems.
And then they were like, that's at least $150,000 truck. And somebody's like, 100. And then somebody, so, then they're like, maybe 75. And then somebody's like, for sure, 40 grand in that truck. And I'm like,
You're like, I'll sell it to you for 100, no problem.
I'm like, you guys, you're trying to be insulting, but I'm taking it as a compliment. I was like,
What a
rich boy
bunch of
problems.
ads,
If
right? I
I
had
said,
one guy comment on one of my videos, and it was like, all those cars and no technicians, something about get something about getting to work or something. I was like, what the fuck is this guy even talking about? Some of these people, you know. Oh shit.
everybody's an expert.
Oh yeah. And somebody didn't like that. There's a coyote in this Mustang. They're like, you should have put a Windsor in it because it looks better. I was like, yeah,
What?
cool, dude. A Windsor, yeah, pretty rad.
I was just looking at Ring Brothers. What is that? Kingpin? That was a coyote, isn't it?
Yeah, almost. There's a lot. Almost. That was a Coyote. What's that? Aston Martin or whatever they just did. That's Coyote in that. Um, there's a lot of them that they previously done that just had Coyotes in them. I think.
I
Which one
don't
was the
think.
Kingpin? Is it the black car? Is that the black Mustang?
Yeah, Black 69, I think.
Yeah, that thing's pretty rad. The scoops in it are fucking cool.
The tail panel on it had me.
Yeah, because the scoops go through and then empty behind the taillights, and then the tail pan kind of is the exit. It's really really cool.
Yeah, and the taillights look like a stock 3 taillight, but there actually is space between all of them. Super cool.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, it's so cool. That's like the coolest part about that car, or about that build is that feature. To me, it's like everything else is like definitely really really cool Ring Brothers stuff, but that Aston Martin they did was really cool. That thing was way more in depth though. It's way more custom of a car.
Yeah,
I mean, even though Mustang is pretty nuts too. But
I thought it was pretty cool that the whole car had a roll cage, but you couldn't really
didn't see
see
it.
it.
Yeah. But my buddy Trent from Midwest, he's got a Mustang that he's doing the first gen fastback that he's got a similar idea. He's going to try and sink the roll cage into the car.
If you get it stripped, I think it's not undoable.
Well, and he's starting with I mean, he's got all brand new parts. He's not starting with a rusty car or anything like that. So it's a lot easier to adapt things and make it just put it where you want it to go.
How are the prices on those new bodies? Are they like reflective of the price of manufacturing, or are they reflective of the value of like a certain car?
Well, I mean, like the 69, you can get a 69 body for like 18 grand, which I don't think is bad. Now, granted, you're gonna have to fit pretty much everything because it's
Yeah,
aftermarket, but you're still I'm still we changed almost everything in this car, and then we still have some factory stuff as far as firewall for locations and stuff, but we're still gonna have to fit everything. So if you're changing it, you're changing it. It doesn't really matter. If you're
right.
changing it, you're gonna have to fit everything. So, I mean, it's either you do it on a panel you replace, or you do it on a whole body you replace. It's just another body part to me.
Yeah,
It just
18
needs a
grand
different job.
seems like a lot of money though for some sheet metal.
Yeah, but what if let's say your car is worth 140 when it's done, and the body, like the VIN number value, that car done is worth 140. What do you do when the car is almost junk?
Yeah, I get that.
Like
I get it as far
almost
as
junk.
replacement parts, but I'm saying if you were going to start a build just using a new body panels, it feels like you're paying more for 69
Well,
Mustang hype than you are for parts manufacturing. You know what
no,
I'm saying?
but that's 18 grand if you want stock suspension and stuff.
Oh, it comes
So,
with
but
suspension?
no, 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 no.
Right,
That's
right.
if you want stock suspension. So you'd be utilizing the stock suspension locations and things like that. If like what Trent's doing, he's making a chassis, making floors, so he's just buying like unisides and the top parts, which you're definitely not going to have 18 grand in.
Okay.
I think you'd probably have, with just outside sheet metal and then some of the uniside stuff, you probably have like 10 grand probably, which isn't, it's, that's all brand new outside sheet metal.
I have a personal vendetta with 67 fastbacks that I'm going to need to deal with at some point. I just feel like,
Why?
no, I need one.
Why? I
Uh,
think it'd be cool to do, I think it'd be cool to get a coupe car because I like the way the windows, the quarter windows go into the quarter and then make it that a fastback instead of having, because I don't know, do the 67 fastbacks have that scoop window in the back, or is it just straight down? I can't remember.
Straight down.
I think it'd be cool to have a fastback with that scoop window because 69s have that scoop window.
Let me check my bullet Hot Wheel here. Yeah, no scoop window.
Yeah, so that's kind of the blend between, yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought that'd be cool because the 67 coupes have that scoop window. And then if you utilize that scoop window and then cut the roof off and put a fastback roof on that, be a little different. I was just staring at that 67 coupe too long, I think.
I just want to build my dad's car because that's the thing that infected me. And it was just like a, 67 fastback, 4-screen, like bullet car, except for a 67, not a 68. But,
Sure.
and then he had a Cobra Jet shaker on it, which was kind of oddball, but he like fit it like a factory one.
Sure.
Built 289, all Edelbrock aluminum. He had
Which
he had stock hubcap steelies in the front, and then torque thrusts in the back, wide torque thrusts in the back. It was just super like period correct
did you do
70s.
it like just like that though?
Yeah, I would. I don't I don't know that I would do the Cobra Jet, but I don't know. I think I would do pretty much exactly Dad's car just to have it sitting in the corner and look at it.
Like even suspension wise and all that stuff.
I think so. I think sometimes you want to drive something that reminds you how nice cars are now, if you don't have to drive it all the time.
I don't think I would have a stock suspension. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're rattle boxes.
Oh yeah, it's a Ford Escort basically.
Yeah. I remember the first time I drove when I worked at that the shop that we worked at, and we just driving Mustangs in and out. And then the first time I drove a '69 Camaro in comparison, I was like, man, this thing feels like a Cadillac driving it compared to a Mustang, just in like how it felt pulling in and out, the power steering, the way there was less vibration and all that stuff. But also, I'd rather work on a Mustang. They're just easier to work on. I think we talked about that.
I had no idea how cheap the Mustangs were made, and I don't know if the word is simple or whatever until I worked there
Mhm.
because I had only worked on Camaros where you have like a pretty heavy duty double A arm suspension, whereas you go to the front end of a Mustang and it's like tiny tiny little arms, and I don't know. It's just
Pretty
very
light.
very cheesy, but it's like the Datsun suspension. There's like nothing to it. It's just a minimal, lightweight, cheap.
I do think that there would be a comparison to that. It was the unibody, the first unibody. I mean, it's one of the only unibody, the first unibody muscle car, really, isn't it? I would think, right?
Yeah, I mean, really, isn't it the
I mean,
first muscle
Mopar's
car?
had unibodies, but I guess Mopar's like a Barracuda is pretty early too, though. So you could make that argument.
Yeah, but the early
I don't know if the
Barracudas.
first Barracudas were unibody cars. I can't remember. I know the
uh,
later ones were. I know the first ones were.
I think they were,
Oh,
but
we're getting in weird territory here.
I don't think they
Mopar
were
junk.
making waves like the Mustang did.
No, but those weird back windowed those earlier ones with the weird back windows, the Barracudas,
Yep.
those are kind of neat looking. Like
Yeah, I like them.
fucking with one of them, cutting one up, that'd be cool.
Didn't I know Rad Rides did one because it's on my toolbox, but I don't know. I thought Ring Brothers did one.
I have no idea.
Hmm. Rad Rides did one, Blowfish, and then they made it a land speed car.
Yeah,
Thing is sweet. Four-cylinder
everything they
Hemi.
do is sweet.
That's true. They're rad. The rides.
What are you gonna do? Oh, yeah, yeah.
So what have you been working on this week?
Oh, yeah, I got the scoops welded in both sides of the car, which is awesome. Um, it's kind of a big deal because it's outside weld is a pain in the ass. Anyways, I got both sides done. The other side I have the drop off done, behind the rear wheel because we had to extend that down to make everything flow with the car. And then I ran into a problem with the valance, to getting the flow to go through the valance. So I added some onto the valance, and I have all that welded in now. Where are we next? The drop off on the inside of that. So I had to redo it because if you drop the quarter panel down, then you got to have to seal it off from the inside. So I had to made a new drop off. It was just easier to make a new one, like a ton faster. Um, and then we did because the rockers and the quarter panels come down a little farther. The wheel openings extended down a little farther to meet that, so there's not a gap and way for debris and blah 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 to get through. So now I'm just kind of doing that. I started getting the scoop welded in on this side. Now I have to do the back of the scoop to the wheel opening, get the wheel openings done, the bottom of the wheel openings done, and then get this outside quarter panel piece in the back, and then the majority of the stuff I fabricated is all welded in them. Just a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, I mean, getting stuff made and like clinkled into place and making it look like, oh, this is what it's gonna look like is one thing, but then getting it in and finished is, I mean, I can say that sentence every time we have a podcast. Boy, is it harder.
And it seems like most people like to get things to the, you know, shaped roughly and clecoed in because it looks good on the gram, and then it
Oh
sits
yeah,
like that
baby.
forever, or they have somebody else take
Yeah,
care of it.
yeah,
There's a lot
yeah.
of non-glorious welds to be done and shaping.
Oh, it's so like, yeah, some of it is just like, none of it is glamorous at all. I mean, some of it might be to somebody, but I don't know. You know, I don't
It's one of those things I don't love, but I accept.
Yeah. Then we got Tammy got the 73 Monte Carlo, the front stub, underside prepped, and then all masked up. So I got the epoxy, black epoxy, the front stub and the bottom side of that car. So that looks pretty nice.
Did
We're
some
just gonna leave
pressure
it at
potting.
that. Yeah, pressure pot, love. Tammy's like trying to learn how to like the ins and outs of the pressure pot and that ball valve in the bottom, like making sure that that stays clean. Otherwise, you pretty much want to throw it against the wall because
Yeah.
it just won't work. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting. She's always wanting to learn more things about, she's picking up. Sometimes she tries to learn a little bit too much, and then you lose a little bit when you're trying to take in all that stuff, too much. But yeah, she's well, hopefully soon the gun will be in her hands and she'll be spraying the stuff. But sometimes you need to see it before you attempt it.
Right.
So you know, she'll get everything prepped and then taped up and get it ready, and then we'll communicate back and forth as far as what we're looking for when we can start spraying. And then she'll usually just punch out, suit up, and then watch me to like apply stuff and why did you do this, and sometimes there's like we're yelling at each other in the booths to hear each other. Why'd you do that? What'd you do here? And blah 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 blah. But yeah, it's I don't know. Every day's a new adventure.
Yeah. It's nice when you have somebody you can watch do it, especially, like in person. We don't all get the
Well, yeah,
luxury.
I remember first time somebody gave me a primer gun and was like, prime that. It's like, fucking show me first. I don't know what I'm doing. And then first time block sanding, you're like, he's just like, take this block and sand it in all directions. What the fuck does that mean? It's like, it's like, this is what he told me to do, man.
That's every direction.
Yeah. Thanks for the guidance.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of people who want you to suffer because they suffered. Um,
Yeah. Like
I try
almost every job I had is
I
in my
try not to
20s.
perpetuate that, but I've definitely been at the around that a lot.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I kind of sympathize with the youth in the shops because they don't they I was that kid in every shop. Just fucking do this, sweep the floors, shut the fuck up, and you don't like it, fuck out. Now the status quo has changed, and now you got to make sure the youth are feeling good about themselves.
Well, I think a lot of that
I mean,
um,
there needs to be a status quo change they need to be the culture needs to glamorize employees a little more somehow. And how do you
yeah,
do that?
I think the culture shift on that is because you can't just get another guy next week like they used to. Um,
Right, right, right.
Now
And
there's
now it's
nobody.
everybody's looking for somebody. So how do you retain the people? And that's somehow making the employee feel uh, I don't know, not more than what they are, but making sure they're valued, I guess, appropriately. But how do you do that? Everybody's got a different version of that too.
Right. I always tell my guys in the shop that I want them to be I want to have to pay them more money. Like I want you to be so valuable, I have to pay you more money
Yeah.
because that only helps everybody. Like
Yep.
I will show you anything that you can retain. I want to make it so you are worth more money. Most of the time, I tell them that in the interview. Most of the time, they don't like I have good guys now, but it's hard to find people to keep up their end of the bargain. And
Yeah.
and the tough love has to happen still. But
Yeah. Around here, I've heard that it's more like it's hard to get people in the door. They want a big dollar an hour to get in the door, and then which is almost more than what anybody else is getting paid almost all the whole time, you know. And then once they're there for 3 4 weeks or whatever their intermediate period is or whatever, they want more money after that because they've been there. So it's like I get it. Everybody needs to get paid, but also like this area is just doesn't have. I don't know. To me, if you're an A tech, you're gonna run out of you. It better be the sweet spot, otherwise you're gonna be moving to try and find a better place to work. Not that
yeah,
there's good places here to work. It's just you got to vibe with everybody, and everything's pretty small town here. You know.
yeah, we I don't think it's just small town stuff though, because like I said, my friend was hiring for his body shop in um on the coast, and he's hiring people for 2.5 times what I thought anybody would make doing body work ever, and he
Right.
can't even get applicants.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know what. To me, it happened. The like the just the disappearance of technicians has happened so fast. Like it's so fast. Like to
Yep.
where the industry is like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, but the
And how do
labor
you?
rate can't adjust to match
Yeah,
it.
you're dealing with a bunch of business owners that it's 180-degree turn. You're used to having a flood. Now you don't have anybody. It's like, what the fuck? I don't understand how to get like some people. I've had customers say you need employees, get some employees, and even some other shop owners say, well, you need an employee. It's like, dude, I don't have you. Like Ethan, you want to move up here? There's not many people that could fit the bill, you know.
Right. Yeah, it's I tell so sometimes I'll have somebody come in, they'll be like, "Oh, well, your guys need to do this," or "Why aren't you telling your guys to do this?" And I go, "Well, you have to understand that you don't hire guys to do the job anymore. I'm basically parenting my employees. Like I have to
Yeah.
you have to deal with personalities. You got to make them feel good. You almost have to make people
Mhm.
feel like the changes they're making are their choice. Because you have to build them into a good employee. Like
Mhm.
because there's even coming out of college, you don't have enough experience to just show up and start, doing full start to finish body
Anywhere,
work. Yeah,
anywhere. It's almost like college is the new high school. You gotta have it, but nobody. I mean, yeah, you did it. Cool.
I don't, I don't think you need to have it, and it's probably wrong of me, but I have mixed feelings on whether my son should go. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it all depends on the path he wants to go. If you want to be a lawyer, it seems like probably a necessity.
All right,
But if you want to be in any sort of hands-on field, 4 year college is a fucking waste of money.
pretty much. 4 years of experience will get you a lot farther.
Unless it's a college for, I mean, there was one, I don't know where I saw it. I don't know if I talked to you about it at all. There was a college for like concourse restoration or some shit like that
Hmm.
that I just saw pop up somewhere.
It's like
But
Ohio or something.
yeah, it wasn't on the coasts or anything like that. I can't remember where it was, but
I think I
it
remember
sounded
that.
interesting. But they sounded like they're talking about history and stuff like that too. So like they're actually talking about history preservation, stuff like that. Probably ways to preserve factory parts, I would suspect, stuff like that. I mean, you're getting nuts really crazy about industry that you're not making a ton of money at. And it's to me, I'm in the trying to look farther down the road with this car stuff, and it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what 20 years down the road looks like when restoration and stuff, you know? It's it's pretty crazy. how
Well,
from what it's changed, from when me and you got into it, what it looks like from what it looks like then to what it looks like now. It's pretty crazy different.
when I hit the workforce, I thought if I can make $20 an hour at some point,
Right.
I
It's-
that's like top tier.
You made it. You'd be
You
able to
made
afford a house.
now, yeah, you got kids walking in with almost no experience, wanting that much just to start, and you can't
Yeah.
blame them. But
I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do?
things are taking a
Yeah, you're
turn.
right. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to find a way to. It's like you almost got to go back to the times where you're doing like apprenticeships with kids just getting out of high school and training them just good habits and giving them experience. Because I feel like a kid 2 years out of high school with 2 years of experience, even from nothing, uh, has better
Well, I can
chance
see
than.
there would be I can see where there is going to be a switch to that. I mean, right now I think that that's kind of slow, but I know there are some programs where you can have I don't know if it's like the government kind of gives you a minimal hourly wage for high school or something to come. But I know there was some sort of grant programs like that you could bring somebody in. But my thing is like, even if a kid is sweeping and he's a little bit like he swings the broom a little too far, like this could be thousands of dollars in damage that a kid could, and then he's gone and you don't even know it until somebody comes and picks it up. Or it's just like I've
Liability.
seen way too many horror stories. Yeah, I've seen way too many. I've physically seen it and heard it from other shops of things like that happening, and no fucking way, man.
Yeah, pretty scary.
I'd love to bring somebody in and like apprentice. I think that'd be rad. But like I said, it's like you said, liability. It's fucking nuts. I don't know if I would be able to do it.
I think if a guy wants to get rich off of it, you almost have to have employees, but it depends what you
Oh,
want.
for sure. I totally agree. I totally agree. The scaling, if you want to do this and push cars out and actually go to shows regularly, especially with new cars, and man, you want to be like a guy, you have to have employees to get. I mean, I don't think you have to have employees to do high end work, obviously,
No.
but if you want to be a shop, be successful, and make good, decent money at this, I think you gotta have employees. It's just a scaling thing.
Yeah, you can't scale 40 hours or 50 hours more than what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Unless you're
yeah.
doing
That's kind of
collision
talking
work.
about that Cobra body guy that I mean, I don't want to say too much about it, but a guy that makes Cobra bodies or whatever wants to potentially sell his business. That's really no secret at all. Um, but if you're selling a part, man, I think that would be the sweet spot. You just got to make sure you have the right markup on the part, and I think that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I haven't found my one thing. I actually did think of a product, I'll have to tell you, that I've been thinking about
Yeah,
possibly I could actually manufacture, let's call it passively.
sure.
I have something that could be making it for me with minimal of my time, especially repeatedly. Um, and it's the first time I've found a product that would be inexpensive to make, wouldn't take up a ton of space, high return on, you know what I mean? It's hard to
Hmm.
find that sweet spot where you can do something that's going to make money, make a part that's going to make money, but it doesn't take up all your time. It's repeatable. It's in need. I mean, let's get right. Almost anything you can think of that you want, you can go on Amazon and get, or find somebody that's making it. So it's hard to find something. But I found a product that I was looking at that I'd want, but I feel like every guy that does things like I do, where you're making, kind of home built or in a shop where you're doing kind of custom wild stuff and you don't want to just buy parts off the shelf, I feel like it would be something every guy would want to have if you're a fabricator like I am. But, for the few times a year you use it, you don't want to spend a bunch of money. And I see the prices they're charging for these things versus what I could
Sure.
make it for. And I think that it may be a good avenue And I could, even if I wanted to completely sub out, or I could have it made by somebody locally and then just sell a
Mm.
product. So I don't know.
That's what business is, buddy.
Yeah. It would be all right. I'm thinking about it. I kind of feel like I should wait till I should make one, use it, prove it, in a video or
Sure.
on the truck, and then or
You could
whatever.
still do it. You can make one, test it, and do a small run of like 10,
Yep.
test the waters, see if there's anybody else that wants to test it with you, and just give them out and see if people want to help you wreck them right away.
Right. Yeah, I think it might be something I do because I don't have enough irons on the fire already, it seems.
No, I think you need something else, man. You need another kid or something.
No, thank you. Uh, one is the right number for me.
Sure, right on.
They're like cars, you know what I mean? You got 10 project cars in the yard, it's sure hard to give them all attention.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
I
Very true.
So the coilovers for my truck, I put in and like, man, these something seems off on them. So I started doing some research, and apparently the coilovers I bought did not come nitrogen charged. They didn't come with
So
a
they're
note.
empty?
They can have oil in them, but they didn't have any nitrogen in them. They don't come with a note
Oh,
for it. It may have been like in the fine print of the description or something. So I got them and I didn't even know. But I was
that's
like,
cool.
these just don't act correctly because the nitrogen almost gives it some spring to the shock. You know what I mean? It tries to keep the oil on
Mhm.
one side.
Yeah,
So, and then of course, living in the middle of nowhere, I'm calling places trying to get nitrogen charge on my shocks, and I can't just go to a tire shop because I don't need 40 pounds. I need 180 psi.
oh, geez.
Yeah, so a tire shop,
Where do you even look for something like that? Like a Mac place or some shit?
so most people just end up having to buy a nitrogen tank and a regulator setup, but obviously I don't want to do that for one truck. Um, but I found a I don't want. I'm not saying this is a derogatory term, but I found kind of a backwoods fab shop. They're like in the middle of nowhere. They've got crap everywhere, but they fab up like drag cars and monster trucks and swamp buggies, like mega trucks for mudding and stuff like that. They do all sorts of wild stuff. The yard is just full of 47 half done things, which I mean, what'd you say? If the point is to eat, you can't complain about a full plate. Um,
Yeah, 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 for sure.
but I liked it. You like you like stepping over stuff. You know what I mean? But they charge my shocks up um, for free. I don't. Yeah, I think it's one of
Sweet
those
deal, dude.
when you're in a county like mine. Uh, Word of mouth is worth more than anything. And he was like, he charged him on the bench, and then he goes, put him in the truck, bring the truck down here. We'll check the pressure, add more if we have to, and then if I have to charge you, I'll charge you. But he's like, it was barely any nitrogen. To him, it was more like, I found a guy that's doing off road stuff and he fabricates and all this. Maybe it's better to just say, instead of charging me 30, $60, just have one more
Sure.
person. Um, not to utilize me for work, but just in case I needed to pitch somebody to him for a real job
You
or
never know, man. You never know. I mean, sometimes somebody's in a pinch and they need something done that they have even anybody. It's having somebody to call, even if it's somebody you don't know and it's in your area. Somebody, a body's a body that's able to. Let's say the guy gets hurt and he needs somebody to help. Like, yeah, I could see that.
if he's hiring later or whatever. But
Whatever.
um, even if I just referred somebody to him and said, "Hey, they took care of me," you know what I mean? That's worth a lot more than you know some squirts of nitrogen.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool. Um, we were talking about small towns, how you can't make any money and how but it's cheaper than living on the coast. And I was like, well, thankfully there isn't a lot of people competing with fabricators anymore. And then he was like, oh, I'm welding
That's
zoomies
for
up
sure.
right now on a Keith Black Hemi drag car. Like, so I think it was exciting to have people to talk to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that, especially in the middle of nowhere.
And he was trying
the
to get
right
me to
person
bring my
comes in the shop and we're, oh,
he's
sorry,
trying to
go
get me to
ahead.
bring the truck back in. He's like, just bring the truck back in. So I think he wants to see what I did and all that. But
Sure, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Just more welding this next week. Welding, welding, welding.
how would you say percentage wise you are on welding for that car?
Like almost like being done wise.
Yeah.
I mean, I should these last few pieces should be the last of the TIG welding. The rest of it would be just plug welds with a MIG welder, more than likely. For the floors, everything else should be, I mean, aside from putting brackets in, making brackets and all that stuff, would probably end up getting brackets made and spot welded in. So, I mean, last of the TIG welding this next week should be, I would think. I still have to weld together um, the vents that go through the hood. I have all that, the sheet metal fabricated. I just have to start welding that together. So I guess between that and the quarter panel, yeah, I think it should be I'm 95% done TIG welding, I guess. I still have some MIG welding to do the spot welds, the floors in,
Yeah.
but I'm not doing the floors until I'm leaving the floors removable, the center floors, until we have the plumbing, like, and then all the wiring and everything figured out, either figured out or done. Because that's if we can take those floors in and out while we're doing plumbing, it's gonna make things a lot easier. So
Right.
the rear floors and the firewall and the tail or the toe panels are already welded in. The rear floor I'm gonna get welded in after I get the quarter panels done here. But yeah, I mean it's getting very close to where I'm lining up some help on getting it plumbed and wired and hopefully all that junk.
Are you gonna have to take the body off the frame still for paint and all that? What are
Oh
you
yeah,
gonna use
yeah.
to do that?
Everything's metal. What am I going to use? I don't fucking know. I don't really love two-post hoists. I'm not a huge fan of hoists in general. So I'll probably, I mean, it's not impossible to do. It's just going to be, I have a rotisserie, so I'll probably end up putting on a rotisserie somehow. It's just a matter of how, because the car isn't a unibody anymore. It's just
Right.
kind of a shell. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end up making some kind of a cart for it, honestly. Like a bolt on. Remember like those jigs that we used on Mustangs back in the day? Probably end up getting some dollies and yeah, just making a little framework for the front and back. So I do have a little like dolly thing that we could set it on, but I don't think it's heavy duty enough.
You
'Cause we
need
gotta,
that octo lift that they had where that you can lift a body off a frame on a 2-post lift, 4 arms or whatever on each side.
yeah, it is super cool, but that would be the only two-post hoist I would ever buy, probably. It's just I don't know. The body off frame thing is it's always a challenge. It doesn't matter if it's on a hoist or not. It's usually, I mean, a two-post hoist with leaving the chassis on the floor, it seems it definitely is the easiest.
Right.
It's just to have two-post hoist for that. It's like, I don't
A
know.
lot of space.
I don't yeah, I don't know. I definitely there's a hoist in my future. It's just I just hate them. Hate working around them. I've had to work like the one job I had for a couple of years. My spot in the shop in the body shop was the hoist, a two-post hoist. So I did yeah, collision work on in the hoist spot. Fucking lame. It was so stupid.
uh,
Anyway, that's why that made my hate of hoists like grow. So I don't know. Yeah, we're definitely just gonna make some kind of a cart for it because we're just gonna have to like sawhorses to hold the body up, drop the chassis. That's all. That's probably what we're gonna do.
gotcha.
Something like
You can
that.
get it done if you don't have to do it all that often. Sometimes it's not worth having a space taker.
That's kind of where, yeah, it's gonna be a very strategic. It's gonna come apart, get everything coated and painted, sandwiched back together and ready for body work that we can tape up and retain all everything that we just did. But we want all the welding to be done. So all the fittings everything's going to be ran, plumbed, wired before we even attempt that. So
Yeah, I imagine you almost would paint the bottom of the car, and then would you jam it too before putting it back on the frame? No, probably
yeah,
not.
I
Do
don't
that
think
like normal.
I don't think I haven't done a like I don't know when the last time I actually jammed a car and then painted the outside like all in one shot. It's been a long time. Uh, just because the colors that I've done usually aren't almost usually you can pull it off, taking leaving it apart. Very rarely.
Oh, yeah.
There's colors that you probably should be spraying a car together, but sometimes it's just not feasible to do so at the same time. Body's too big, that kind of shit.
Yeah, I had a friend doing I don't think it was a tri-coat, but it was a heavy pearl color, blue, on a car, and they painted the doors separate and then found out the hard way that it's got to be together.
Well, you can.
Unless,
Well, sometimes it's just if you have that door laying flat instead
yeah,
of up, it's going to dry different. You have it in a different spot in the booth,
yep,
or if you don't have a booth or your spraying conditions can change things so fast. And then if you're applying something heavy because it's laying down flat, that's going to look different. So there are so many different variables that discourage people from even getting into this industry because it's a glorified science experiment every single time.
every
And
single
if you
time.
and if you don't have resources or the experience, you can fuck up a paint job real quick. Like, especially if you're doing high end shit and you're putting 6 coats of clear on it. What are you gonna do when the fourth one starts falling off? You know.
Face that run down the panel.
Have you ever done the trick where you have a run and you put glaze like body filler on it and sand it out? You ever see that?
Wow, that makes sense.
Because
Very weird.
it holds your paper away from the rest of the panel as you're hogging down the run. I've done it on black. It's interesting.
It seems so goofy, but it makes sense.
The hardest part, I think, is to leave like scratch open the run a little bit and get that to dry.
Yep.
Like you should be leaving it for like 2 to 3 weeks in a 70 degree above temperature before you even attempt to really carve that out because as soon as you just get that sanded out and buffed, a week later it's gonna shadow back and you're gonna see it again anyways because it's cured differently. But
Yep.
that's the hardest part. But that's like pretty minimal. Like that's like a 10 to 25% of the people are gonna see that, the run's gone. But yeah, I've done it. It works. It's very scary at first.
I've always just been a surgeon with a razor blade, just
Yeah, me too.
shaving it off. Um, with some luck. But yeah, you're definitely right. You need to let that cure out extra long.
Were you like fucking blown away the first time you saw somebody put a razor blade to fresh paint?
um, no, because I was the first person I saw do it. I had heard about it and I
The
needed to
first
do it.
first time I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck are you doing to my paint job?"
I had a couple runs on a side job I did for a guy. Okay, I'm just gonna, as a disclaimer, never do this. The guy's like, I'll trade some tattoo work for some body and
Oh,
paint. It only went bad. There's no win.
yeah,
Um,
it's good stuff.
but there was a couple runs, right? Like it was on a bedside, and they were like, it was a Chevy bedside with some lips, and I was painting in a garage or whatever. So there was a couple runs, and I was like, I'm gonna let him. We need to let him dry. Bring it back. I'll take care of it. Like, but if you need the truck, just drive it. Bring it to me in 2 weeks. And then the guy watched me take a razor blade to his truck, and boy, you could tell that was stressful.
I believe it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Doing it too fresh, you can fuck some shit up with a razor blade.
oh yeah, yeah. A lot of times I like to just cut it open with some 1,000 or something. Let
Yeah.
it
Let it
let
breathe.
it just sit, put it in the sun.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I don't know.
Also, I try not to get them.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good thing. Uh,
PPG likes to see them though. Remember back in the day, that was a flow indicator that makes sure they know they have enough material on there.
Flow indicators. I remember that.
It's a flow indicator. You know which way it flew.
Down generally.
Gravity helps.
Uh, yeah. One time I don't remember what I was painting. I was using like spray paint on something, like it was like a piece of industrial equipment, and we were just cleaning it up. And one of the guys I know that has been working on race cars forever, he saw that it ran. Because I mean, you're rattle canning, whatever.
Yeah.
I got a little drip, and he watched me chase it all the way down to the edge of the piece, and then just like wipe it off the edge and then touch it up. And he's like, Ethan, if I ever doubted you were a painter, now I don't doubt it anymore. He goes, so the second I saw you chasing that run off the panel, he's like, I knew.
Oh, man, I don't think I've ever successfully done that.
uh,
Ever.
it's not something you should really do unless it's right at the bottom already. Like I've done it on a fender, where it's like in the dog leg of it, so it's super narrow. You just chase it down, but you always get a sag also.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's that one a lot. I've never pulled that one off ever. The first time I heard it, I was like, "Fucking what now? You're gonna do what?"
I'm not saying it's a recommended technique by any means.
I had one shop in Eau Claire I worked at, and they were trying to figure out where some fish eyes in the shop were coming from. So I was they had two downdraft preps with like curtains that go across that cover. It was a really nice shop. Um, But so they're trying to figure out where some of these fish eyes are coming from, and they got some detail products that are, I thought they aren't wizards or something, like supposed to be body shop safe or whatever the body shop safe ones were. I think
Yep.
it's wizards or something like that. So this fucking guy takes some of this mist and shine or some of this, I don't even know what it was. Supposed to not have silicone in it. So he's like, I uh edged out the backside of a hood so it's all body color, and I just cleared it. And he comes in there before I was gonna put, I don't, was it before I cleared it? It was before I cleared it. Because we usually only put one coat of clear on the jams and shit in that shop. So he comes in and just like mists that stuff and fucking just blows up the bottom of the hood. I've never seen fish eyes like that in my life. He's like, well, this is where it's coming from. I'm like, well, you're not supposed to spray it in the fucking downdraft booth, you dumbass. So yeah, now that's me prepping and respraying the whole bottom side of the car because it's just peppered with fish eyes. Like, no shit, like this far apart. Like it's like covered.
Softball.
Yeah, really cool.
Um, silicone is not the only thing that can cause a fisheye.
Yeah, that guy was such a fucking meathead. Anyway, he ended up owning the place. I don't know if he still owns the place, but
There
fucking
was
meathead.
there was a shop I worked in, and they used fisheye eliminator all the time,
Christ.
which introduces something to the clear coat that if
Just put silicone in the clear coat. It's
yeah.
literally, yeah,
And
it's so stupid.
so then I was talking to, it was not a PPG shop, and then I was talking to my PPG guy, and he's like, "Oh no, if somebody used that in the booth, you have to use it every single time after that."
Yeah, yeah, you're done. Yeah.
And of course, when I started there, nobody told me that their one of their painters used it every time, and so I'm getting fish eyes. I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" And then yeah, they start trying to diagnose what the fish eyes are coming from, and they're like, "Wait a minute, are you using fisheye eliminator?" I'm like, "What? No." Like, oh, let's just
Yeah.
introduce another product. I guess it's great for the paint sales place.
I
One more
there's a
product, you're
guy
using a lot.
there's a guy that still works in a town nearby that he has he like wet sands his primer, right? So that's before paint. And he uses an old Armor All bottle for the water. Sort of shit you can't make up. Can't you just can't.
I don't even like any. I don't even paint in my garage, and I don't like any silicone products.
Yeah, some of it was a learning curve for my wife. Like, you can't wear this to the shop now. Now you can't wear it. You're like, you can't be lubing up with lotion and going touching the car. you know? So some of it
Tire
was a little
shines
bit
a
of
no.
learning curve.
There's no more
Yeah,
tire
right.
shine. Ever.
Yep.
No tire shine.
Nothing shiny ever again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even use seal out in here anymore. I used it once and I was like, fuck it, fuck that. Never again.
Hmm. What is seal out?
So like a rust proofing, yellow rust proofing stuff you put
Oh,
in.
yeah.
So if the brand seal out actually started in Wisconsin using the guy started it by mixing stuff in his bathtub. There's like pig fat in the original mixture, I guess. I don't know if there still is any sort of like pig fat or some sort of fat in it, but it's some weird stuff, but it works really, really well. The brand seal out is really, really good stuff. I thought they had I talked to him, this is probably like 3 or 4 years ago when I actually talked to somebody at the company. Because the place we worked at, we're trying to buy smaller containers of it. But yeah, I mean, I think there's still a Wisconsin company. Pretty awesome.
I don't know
It's
about
good stuff.
I don't know about in the garage, but as a rule of thumb, I love everything that has pig fat in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, well, I've heard of businesses starting with people mixing things in bathtubs, but generally that's not where I would go in my head is to undercoating.
Legal. Yeah, it usually doesn't end up in a legal realm. Um, yeah. Yeah.
So just welding this week?
Yeah, I'm just, drowning in my sorrows of still having to pay for this fucking air compressor. Boo.
Yeah. I try to avoid
Boo.
buying things that I just try to avoid buying things that aren't fun.
I was really hoping that this year I could potentially buy some kind of a sports car and feel better about myself driving around, just in general. But I sold the square body thinking we can do that. And the only thing I got this year is a Viper chair, which it's worth it, but doesn't have a motor.
It's hard to take to a car show.
It is. You could probably get some attention at a car show with it, though. Somebody be like, "Oh, that's way too much for a fucking chair."
Um,
Yeah.
I think you could do something that I think you just work on your Chevy. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
It's not a performance car, but um, it'll garner the right kind of
Well, it's
attention.
for me. I just need to get through. Some of it is like there's so much welding that needs to finish. I would need to finish on this, and to get like I don't. I physically can't take more mask time as far as like welding. Some of
Yeah.
it's I can't do it all day and then come back and do it like another 4 hours in the evening or 3 hours in the evening. It's like, I just can't do it. So a lot of it is just trying to get through some of the stuff here. I feel like by the time at end of December, I want to put hopefully maybe between Christmas and New Year or something like that, put some time in on my car. I
Hmm.
can feel it. It's close. It's gonna happen. It's gotta happen.
I
Too
wish I
depressed
was
for it now.
I wish I was motivated enough to go to Wisconsin, and then I would do spend a day on it for you.
Right now, that's a lot of motivation because it's cold and shitty out. It's not really snowy anymore, but it's pretty shitty out.
Every time I think about going up there, I'm like, but why?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I just
Well,
try to get people to come here. I'm like, why don't you take a vacation?
you're like, yeah, it's nice in the summertime for like 4 fucking days.
Yep. I
I
tell
can't even
everyone,
have the door open. I bet I only have the door open, no shit, less than 30 days the whole summer because it's too humid. It gets nice and then a week later it's too humid for a month, you know?
I tell everybody that Wisconsin's beautiful for 2 months of the year.
Yeah, I agree. My landlord keeps telling me, "Oh, this is the best place. You don't want to move anywhere else." Like, I think you just want to keep me here.
Have you ever been anywhere else? I
I don't
loved
think
it,
so.
but it's not on my list of where I'd go next. uh,
You're right. not Central Wisconsin. It's not where I would be like, hey, we got to spend some. Let's stimulate that economy. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I mean, people should, because that's where I am. But I get what you're saying.
You'd like to be stimulated?
Stimulate me.
Yeah. So when we get off of this, I'm gonna go. I was gonna do it before we got on, but I didn't want to push the timeline too much. But I'm gonna go take some videos and some glamour shots of the truck eating some sand, hopefully. Uh, because I think I got a wheel sponsorship, and I haven't sent them any like high quality pictures of the truck. Not that it wasn't a requirement, but um,
Well, I get it.
it's good exposure for me too.
You help them, they help you. Blah 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 blah. I get it for sure.
Yeah, so I'd like to go get some good glamour shots of the whole truck with the wheels on it, and then I want to get. I got a GoPro sticky mount ready. I'm gonna mount, so hopefully I can get some suspension video, and then of it just
You're gonna run
cycling
that
a little
fucking
bit.
camera over.
There's a good chance. Maybe I need to double up with some zip ties on top of the sticky mount.
You see the zip ties that came out that hold like, I don't know, like 4,000 pounds or something like that? It looks like a belt, like
No,
physical belt.
no,
It's
I have
crazy.
not seen that.
Oh man,
I don't know where you'd need that.
me neither.
uh, yeah, so I want to do that. Get some rolling shots of it. I'm gonna set the tripod up in the sand and do some flybys, and then I got to put together a long travel video for my channel because I have not done any long form videos other than live streams on the long travel build, and that's
Sure.
long overdue. So, gonna try to
It's
get
gonna be like
some.
a whole day in front of your computer slash phone, all right?
I'm gonna go take some shots, and I probably would not realistically get the video where I want it to post unless I'm really in a mood until next weekend
Right.
because I want it to hit good.
Yeah.
I gotta spend like 2 hours on a thumbnail just to stress Quentin out, and then
Fucking crazy, dude. It's so crazy.
my last video,
It's just, it does
I
stress
made.
me out.
Did you see the V12 history video I did? Probably not.
I didn't get through the whole thing because I can't remember what came up, but I try and watch as much as I can, dude.
What do you got, a life or something? But
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how people with lives do it.
yeah, I did 3 thumbnails for that video, each taking like
What's the matter with you?
hours.
What's the matter with you?
Just trying to figure it out, you know.
That's just something I say when I don't understand. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm so offended,
Yeah.
but
Uh, I'm just glad to have Argon back in the building.
I believe
I
that
can actually weld stuff together.
it helps a
Sorry,
lot.
that's a very squirrel moment.
Tell everybody where to find you online. Now,
On the Instagram, Hungry Hollow Customs. On YouTube, Hungry Hollow Customs. I have a Facebook, Hungry Hollow Customs. I don't really post too much on the well, on the business page. Just my personal page, Quentin's Track. So where can they find you?
you can find me everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. But if you really want to watch some stuff, go over on YouTube, Terror Shark TV.
Available in audio form everywhere you listen to podcasts. If you want, you can go to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/F_CKINGCARS. And just for $5 a month, you can get all of our podcasts in video format, extra bloopers at the end, so you can get a little bit more feel. You can see some of the things we're working on, even some of our more inappropriate moments, and help support the channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification so you get notified every week when we post a new episode.
And you can watch me paint my fingers there because apparently that's what people want to see. So
Yeah, I'm telling you, you gotta like grab the rattle can and just like grab like something else in the background, just fucking grab it and start spraying it. Like if you have an extra Roku remote or some shit, fucking start spraying that. You know what I'm saying? Just go nuts.
I want to do one where I like grab something with wet paint and then I want to clean my hand off and go get finger paint out of the house or something. Like see if I got some watercolor and like get it all over my thumb
Sure.
and then just like fall and like run my hand down the truck and just like red paint down the black truck or something,
That'd be pretty
Uh,
good.
but I haven't been that committed to buffoonery, if that's a word.
I think you do have a half a beer there, hold the beer bottle up, spray the beer bottle, and then take a drink of it, and then like put lipstick on or some shit.
I haven't put lipstick on in years.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you ever see the videos where the guys are holding the cigarette and they're pointing at stuff? Like all you see is their hand. It's like a point of view one, but it's like their hand with a cigarette and they're pointing at stuff with a
Sure,
cigarette in their hand.
Oh yeah.
They're like, yeah, right here, this radiator hose, that's a problem. I think I need to hold a beer and like be painting and like pick stuff up and moving it with the beer in my hand and like getting paint on my hand and the beer and then like getting beer all
Like
over
having
or
it like
whatever.
in the hand,
Yeah. And then like
like this,
getting
like,
beer all over. Yeah.
oh yeah, I got it. Like fucking Trailer Park Boys with Julian holding the cocktail and shit. Oh my god.
Yeah. The last one I did get paint on the beer bottle purposely. I was like 2 springs I was spray painting and the beer was
Oh,
next to it. And I
nice.
like paint my hand and the beer bottle gets paint on it. And I was spraying like
That's good.
and then I put how to be a master painter, on it just to upset people.
Yeah.
Rage bait. It's not really my thing, but it would work if I wanted it to be. But until next
Oh
time,
yeah.
keep fucking with cars.
Fucking with cars.